Hello everyone, I'm Nora Vineyard and welcome to Nora's Vine. Today we're going to be making grain-free chocolate chip cookies. Alright, so to start off I'm going to be adding all the dry ingredients and mixing those together. So I have a cup of cassava flour, half a cup of almond flour, half a cup of coconut sugar, and half a cup of allulose sweetener. And then I will be adding salt, just like sea salt, baking soda, not baking powder because baking powder has cornstarch in it, and then arrowroot powder, and then we will mix together the wet ingredients. Alright, so now that we've mixed all of our dry ingredients together, we are going to add the wet ingredients, which is vanilla, eggs, and butter. And for your butter, you'll want to soften it in the microwave, but don't melt it all the way, so that the cookies can still have a bit of a crumbly texture instead of just being more of a cakey mixture. It helps with that if it's just softened instead of melted. So now that that's done and it's a nice buttery cookie texture, you're going to add your chocolate chips. And if you're like keto or low carb or gluten free, or you just don't want a lot of sugar, I like to use Enjoy Life, which is the dark version. And also Nestle has an allergen free chocolate chip, which doesn't have a lot of carbs. So those are two good brands that I use to keep carbs lower and still have good chocolate chips. Alright, so before I start making the cookies, I preset the oven to 375, and I'm ready to place the cookies in the oven. I put them on parchment paper on a baking sheet, and they're going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes. Alright guys, so the first batch of cookies is done. I added a little too much butter, I think, so I will put the adjustment in the recipe in the video, but I just put a little too much butter, so they're a little sloppy. They still taste really good, and you have more crumbly things to make in, like put in ice cream or stuff like that. But I'm going to add some more almond flour to the next batch, so that they come out a little more cookie-like and a little less crumbly. Alright guys, so both batches of cookies are done. As you can see, this one is a little stuck together a little more. It's a little more puffy. I just added a little more sweetener, a little more allulose, and then some more flour to it. I think, as I said, I added a little too much butter, and then these are very buttery and soft. So it kind of just depends on what kind of cookie you want. And as they cooled, they got much harder. So yeah, if you like my mom likes more salty cookies and I like sweeter cookies, so there's just, you gotta find your own pattern, but this is a good basic recipe to go off of, and then as you make cookies you can add your own little touches. But I'm going to taste first the first batch. So you can see it's very crumbly, lots of chocolate. Yeah, that's really good because it tastes very buttery. So I like that one. And it's a little crunchier too because it's thinner. And now the second batch. That one's really good too. So yeah, they're both good. They're just differences. So alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to make a good chocolate chip cookie. It's just really fun to bake cookies on like rainy days or when you're watching a movie, and it's nice to have a grain-free recipe to go off of. It took me a long time to find one, and then I had to put corrections to that, so I just like this one as a base. Cassava flour is a little carby, but it's a root-based flour. And if you don't want that many carbs, then you can use almond. I would recommend getting blanched almond flour so that there aren't lectins in the skin. Other than that, yeah, as always, I really enjoyed making this video. I'm glad you guys are I hope you guys are enjoying watching these. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. Bye!